Hi and welcome. I am Kola, co-founder of Sublime Trading. We specialize in helping high salary earners and CEOs get consistent returns in the stock market using a simple trend following strategy in just 60 minutes a week. Hi and welcome to today's video analysis. I will be covering Bitcoin because we have seen a strong move up so far this year, a move up of 6.3% at the moment. And we're also going to cover the chart for Ethereum. The reason why I'm going to cover both Bitcoin and Ethereum is that these are the two leading cryptocurrencies in this market. And when these two start to trend, the rest of the crypto market tends to follow. So we're going to cover those two right now and see whether this is the right time to buy Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies at the moment. So I'm going to switch to the chart and enlarge this. I'm going to minimize myself now. Okay, so we have the three screen setup. As you can see, the top left hand chart is the monthly time frame. The top right hand chart is the weekly time frame. We also have trend filter colors here. So green when we have seen a bullish move, red when we've seen a bearish move, and gray when we've seen areas of consolidation or a deep correction. And same as on the daily time frame, so along the bottom we have the daily time frame, same trend filter colors. And also note on the weekly we have the 50 and 200 simple moving averages, and on the daily we have the 20, 50, 20 is the blue, 50 is the orange, and the black line is the 200 simple moving average. And now we're just going to have a deep dive into the chart for Bitcoin because I want to take a closer look and see what's happening. Although we're having seen some strong moves in this market, we want to see whether this is actually the right time to buy. So let's first enlarge the monthly time frame. So the monthly is looking bullish for January so far, and you can see there's a green line and a red line. So these are the highs and lows for the previous year. So this is the highest point price reached in 2022, so not too far below the $50,000 rounds number, and this is the lowest point price reached for 2022, and we can see the price came down to this level in November. We had a reversal candle in December, and we're starting to see a bullish move for January so far. So price is starting to move to the upside. But if you recall, we had an all-time high that was created back in November 2021, a high of 68,000, just under 60, around $69,000. Price then went into a decline and may have started to find a base support level. If it has done, then we should start to see a move back to the upside. On the weekly time frame, currently the bars are grey, so indicating an area of potential consolidation, and price is below the 50 and 200 simple moving averages. So if we look at the high that was created back in November 2021, price has been creating a pattern of lower lows and lower highs since then. So the earliest way to detect a change in the direction of the market would be a change in the behavior of an asset. So once we start to see a pattern of higher highs and higher lows going forward, then that will indicate further moves to the upside. And the first indication of that would be a break and close above this recent high from October 2022 at a level of $21,000. So we want to see a strong move up and a break above this level, and then a pattern of higher highs and higher lows going forward. And also note that we have the $20,000 round number above price. This is a psychological level of support and resistance. So we want to see this level broken as well. And that comes before this high. So once this high is broken, then it would have already taken out the $20,000 round number. On the daily time frame, so much closer look at price action, the bars are green. Price is above the 20 and 50 simple moving averages, but below the 200 simple moving average. So we can see that the last few days the bars have been green. So this is a strong move we've been seeing in Bitcoin. So if we just look at the percentage and say yes, Bitcoin is up 6.3%, it does sound promising, but it doesn't necessarily mean that this is the right time to buy, and I'll explain why. So I'm going to just use the rectangle tool to highlight this area of consolidation. And so price started to consolidate from June 2022, moved sideways within this consolidation zone, hitting resistance and support along the way. Then we had a decline below this support level, which then became resistance in November 2022. And then if I just draw in another rectangle shaded area, and just to highlight this, now change the color. So price then formed another area of consolidation below the previous one, and then price continued to move sideways. We did have a fake breakout above this consolidation zone in December, but then price returned back into consolidation and continued to move sideways until most recently when we've had another breakout. So this could yet be another fake breakout. If I just highlight, drag this area across, price has now moved back into this previous area of consolidation. And if this is a fake breakout of this smaller area of consolidation, then we may see a return back into this area, and we may see price continue to move sideways or go on to create new lows. What I also want to do here is use the trend line tool, and I'm going to mark a line from the high of August 15th, 2022 to the high of November 5th, 2022. And what we can see here is that price has today come up to hit this trend line almost to the T. So price has come, remember these were projected from previous highs and projected forward, and price has now come up to hit this line and has started to form this reversal candle. Let's see how the candle, if the candle changes by the end of the trading day, but right now this is holding as resistance. I'm also going to draw in an horizontal line, and from the high of December 14th, 2022, and we can see price has also come up to hit this level. So two levels of resistance prices come up to hit. So two clusters, and this is likely to act as a strong level of resistance. So saying that, let's see how the day closes. If we have a reversal candle or an indecision candle close by the end of the trading day, then we are likely to see further weakness. So this is why we don't want to just look at the numbers and say Bitcoin is up 6.3%, let's buy Bitcoin, because price may have hit major resistance and may start to decline once again. But let's say price does manage to break through this cluster of resistance. If we look at next levels of resistance above price, we have the 200 simple moving average, which is a major level. Price hasn't, if I just zoom out, price hasn't traded above the 200 simple moving average. It did a little bit here back in March 2022, but prior to that it was December 2021. So over a year ago now, price was the last time price actually comfortably traded above the 200 simple moving average. So this is a major level of resistance. If this level is broken, then we're likely to see further moves to the upside. And also note that we have the $20,000 round number I mentioned on the higher time frame, just above the 200. So this is a strong cluster of resistance. We want to see this zonal area cleared, and then we want to see a pattern of higher highs and higher lows going forward. But right now, Bitcoin does look strong, but it's not necessarily the right time to invest in Bitcoin. If you are we're longer term investors, so we hold positions for several weeks, months, and potentially over a year, especially with stocks. But if you are a day trader or a scalper or a swing trader, then you may look for positions a lot sooner because you're only looking to make a few pips and points in the market. But if you are a longer term investor, then wait for breakouts above major levels of resistance. The patience will pay off. So now we've had a look at Bitcoin, let's look at Ethereum, because Ethereum does flow very similar to Bitcoin. Let's have a look and see what price is doing. So Bitcoin is up 6.3% this year, but if we look at Ethereum, if I just measure from the low to the high, it's up 16%. So Ethereum, bigger moves, and it's up a lot higher than Bitcoin in terms of percentage. And what we can see here is price formed a base back in June 2022, has started to move to the upside, declined again, but didn't break down below this low from June 2022, and we're starting to see strong moves for the January's candle so far. Doesn't necessarily mean that we should start to take positions. It just means that we are likely to see strong moves to the upside. We want to now identify levels of resistance above price, and based on this time frame, the next level would be this monthly PIV9, which is created from this high from January 2018 at a level of $1,417, and price is just around this area right now. So we want to see a break above this level and also the $1,500 rounds number, and then we may start to see trends in this asset. On the weekly time frame, the bars are gray. Price is just above the 200 simple moving average, but below the 50 simple moving average. And going down to the daily time frame, the trend filter at the moment is green because we've seen some nice bullish moves. But what we can also see is prices come to this 200 simple moving average resistance level. So similar to Bitcoin, price has moved up nicely, but has come to resistance levels which may hold and force price back down, which is why we don't want to just enter a position, because we have seen some nice moves over the recent days. And the 200 simple moving average also held strong back in early November 2022. So we saw a decline following that contact with the 200. And if I just draw in a trend line from this high and the high of August 14th, 2022 to the high of November 4th, 2022, price has come up to hit this level, has now moved slightly above this level, but still this is appears to be acting as a zonal area of resistance, and we may start to see a decline. And if I just draw in a trend line at the support levels, so the first one would be the low of June 18th, 2022 to the low of November 9th, 2022. And price does appear to be coming into a squeeze. And when we see squeezes like this, the tighter it comes into the squeeze, the bigger the move we can expect following a breakout either to the upside or a breakdown below support. So whichever way price decides to break out, we expect to see strong moves following that breakout. Price has now been consolidating since June 2022, so quite a few months now, and we can expect to see a strong trend following a breakout of this squeeze area. So just want to reiterate, yes, we are seeing some good moves in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and maybe also some other crypto coins, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we should jump in and start taking positions. Remember, there are 3 positions you take when you are trading. You either go long, you either go short, or you stand aside. And standing aside can be as profitable as going long or short, because if you don't stand aside when you should be, and you start giving profit back to the market, you end up with, once the trends start to form, you end up starting with negative rather than going straight into profit. So this is why you want to stand aside and apply patience when there's nothing to do. So we are going to be standing aside until we have a confirmation of a breakout, and then we want to see a trend form, and then we will start to look for positions. So as long as levels of resistance are being broken, then that will be our indication to stand aside. Because if you imagine, if we are trend followers, so let's say we started to take long positions around about July 2022, we will be caught up in our positions, which was really and truly not been going anywhere since that time. So there's no point tying your capital up in an asset which is going sideways when you can be investing in stocks or other markets which are actually producing profit. So just going to bring up another chart quickly. So let's look at this is the stock. So in that time that Bitcoin was moving sideways, this stock, so from around June, this stock has been moving to the upside. So you want to diversify your portfolio. Don't just enter positions in one market. You want to enter positions in other markets, because one market may not have any money at the moment. So crypto market, investors have moved their money out from crypto and moved their money into other markets. So you want to be focusing on all markets at all times. I do appreciate that some of you may just want to focus on one market, but by doing so, you avoid making profit when there is trends in other markets. And remember what I mentioned at the start, there are usually trends in the stock market throughout the year, even when the S&P 500 index is moving down. So that's all I wanted to really cover today. Actually, one more thing. Let's look at the Bitcoin history, and I'm going to bring up this chart. So right now, it does appear that we are seeing a very wide area of consolidation, and it does seem like we are in a bear market. But if you look at all the previous areas of consolidation At the time they were formed, they did appear as large as the one we are currently witnessing right now. So if I just scroll to the right, and you can see this previous area of consolidation between 2017 to 2020 did appear really large. But what we can see, what followed is that we had a strong move to the upside and then another area of consolidation. And this repeats as I go further back in time as well. So we had this area of consolidation between 2015 and 2017 also appeared as a wide area of consolidation at the time, but then went on to trend really well. And if I go further back to this period here, so this was back in 2011, probably the first big area of consolidation we witnessed in Bitcoins back in 2011 to 2013. This also produced a big trend following the breakout. So if you remember, look how large this area does appear at this time, but as I scroll forward again, we can see how small that area is in comparison to the current area of consolidation. So nothing to worry about, because if we start to see a trend forming in Bitcoin, if I just scrunch the chart up, this is how this area is likely to look going forward if price does continue to trend to the upside. So a lot of potential for Bitcoin and the crypto market. So just want to stay on point and keep an eye on the charts, and also keep up to date with your analysis. And you can do that by liking and subscribing our channel and hitting the notification icon so that you can be alerted to all of our videos as soon as they become available. Hope you enjoyed this analysis today and see why we are standing aside on Bitcoin, and why you should too, until the time is right. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed that video analysis and look forward to see you all on the next video.